Hey everyone, and welcome back. Today we're diving into the world of AI and weight loss, specifically those AI-powered health tools everyone's talking about.
It's a really fascinating area, and there's some really interesting new research coming out all the time.
Right. And we always want to bring you the latest, especially from top-notch sources.
Absolutely.
So for this deep dive, we're looking at some findings from Stanford Graduate School of Business. It's about AI coaching for weight loss, and there's a twist. Turns out, human interaction, still super important.
Yeah, it really makes you think about the whole idea of high-tech meeting, well, human touch.
It does. Okay, so lots of people are turning to apps for fitness and nutrition advice. Makes sense, right?
Oh, for sure. It's convenient. It's often more affordable than, say, a personal trainer, and you've got that 24/7 support right in your pocket. And it's not just about convenience. I mean, AI can analyze your data, track your progress, even nudge you to make healthier choices.
It's like having a digital coach, constantly learning and adapting to your needs.
Right. And there are some really popular apps out there doing just that. Have you heard of Healthify Me?
Yes, it's huge in India. They've been using AI to help people with their weight loss goals.
And that's actually the app that this Stanford study focused on, which is super interesting. Professor Sridhar Narayanan and his team wanted to go beyond just, can AI asterisk help asterisk with weight loss, which, I mean, other studies have looked at.
It seems like that's almost a given now.
Right, exactly. They wanted to compare AI-only plans to plans that combined AI asterisk and asterisk human coaching.
So they wanted to see how that human element, that personal touch really affects things.
Exactly, and they used a massive data set.
Huge. They analyzed data from 65,000 Healthify users. That's incredible.
65,000. Wow, that's a lot of data. But I'm curious, with a study like this, how do they make sure they're isolating the impact of the human interaction? I feel like there's so many other factors that could come into play.
Oh, they definitely had to account for that. And they did. They used a method called matching. So basically, they paired up users from the AI-only group and the AI plus human group who had similar starting points, things like their weight, their goals, even their activity levels, to make it a fair comparison.
Okay, so they really tried to control for those variables so they weren't comparing apples to oranges. Smart.
Exactly. They wanted to make sure they were isolating the effect of that human coach.
That makes a lot of sense. So they designed this study carefully, and they've got this huge sample size. What did they find out? Okay, so we've got the setup, but what about the results? What did they find?
Well, get this.
Yeah.
The group that had the AI coaching plus the human coaching, they actually lost more weight on average.
Interesting. So how much more are we talking about here?
So the AI plus human coaching group, they lost, on average, about 5 pounds over 3 months.
Okay.
But the group that was working only with the AI, just under 3 pounds.
Oh, wow. Okay, so yeah, that's actually a pretty significant difference when you think about it.
Right. It's like a, what, almost 70% difference?
Yeah, almost.
It's really compelling because, I mean, it shows that AI is helpful.
Right.
But it really seems like that human element really kind of kicks it up a notch. It's
Yeah.
like that extra something, right? But why? That's the million-dollar question. Why does having a human in the mix make such a difference?
Yeah. And it's not just about having another person there. It's more about those human qualities that AI, well, at least for now, just can't replicate.
What are some of those qualities that really stood out in the research?
Well, empathy, for one.
Oh, yeah.
Like, a human coach can pick up on all those things AI might miss.
The nuances.
Right. Your tone of voice, how's your energy level, are you feeling discouraged? And they can adjust things as needed, give you that pep talk when you need it, which makes it a lot more personalized.
And you're more likely to, actually stick with it when you feel like someone gets you and is rooting for
Right.
you. Absolutely. And you know what? The study actually found that the users who had human coaches actually set more ambitious goals for themselves.
Oh, really?
They did. And they were more consistent with all the things that matter.
Yeah.
Logging their food, actually getting on that scale and tracking their weight, just overall higher engagement, which makes a big difference.
It does. It's like that saying, if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, go together. We often do better when we've got someone in our corner, right?
Totally. And it's funny, right? Because, we think of technology as being all about personalization.
Right.
But there's a level of, I don't know, customization that you get from a human that AI, even with all its fancy algorithms, can't quite replicate.
So it's not just about tech, it's about that human connection, that understanding, which is really interesting when you think about the bigger picture here. So where does all this leave us when it comes to AI and health overall? Are we ditching the fitness trackers, going back to in-person coaching. What's the takeaway here?
Well, it's not about choosing one or the other. It's not like AI versus human.
Right.
It's about finding that balance, that sweet spot where they work together.
I like that. So where do you see that balance heading in the future? Like, what does AI and health, big picture, what does that look like down the road, especially as AI keeps getting more, I don't know, sophisticated?
Well, and this is really exciting. AI in healthcare, it's still so young.
Yeah.
So it's only going to get more advanced.
So are you saying we could get to a point where AI is even better at some of these things, like the empathy, the personalization, all the things we were just talking about?
It's definitely possible. Like imagine AI that can sense when you need a little encouragement, maybe even predict when you're about to fall off track, and then boom, nudge you
Oh,
back in the right direction.
wow. It's like having that like intuitive coach available 24/7.
Right. But, and I think this is really key based on what we're seeing in this Stanford research, even with all that advancement in I think that sweet spot is still going to be about blending it with human interaction, but strategically.
Strategically, yeah. It's not just about like throwing any human into the mix. It's about being smart about it.
Right. It's about understanding where human support really adds the most value.
And that actually reminds me, Professor Narayan, he's not stopping with weight loss, right? He's looking at AI in more complex conditions too.
Yeah, he's really interested in how AI can be used to help people manage conditions like diabetes, high cholesterol, things like that, which, I mean, those are way more complex than just, did you hit your step goal today?
Yeah, because with those conditions, we're talking about what? Ongoing monitoring. You might need to change your lifestyle. There might be medications involved.
Right, it's a lot. And that's actually where AI can really shine.
It's like AI could be that extra set of eyes, right? Constantly analyzing your data, looking for patterns.
Exactly. And then it can alert your doctor if something seems off. Think about it. An AI that's tracking your blood sugar, maybe even how well you're sleeping, all those factors that can affect diabetes management. It could potentially flag a problem before it even becomes serious.
That is amazing. It's like having this early warning system, which could make a huge difference for people.
Absolutely. And it can help doctors personalize treatment plans and make more informed decisions.
So it's not about replacing doctors. It's about giving them better tools, better insights.
Exactly. And ultimately, improving patient care.
This has been so fascinating. It really seems like the future of AI in health and maybe even in other areas of our lives. It's not about picking sides. It's not about like AI or humans. It's about figuring out how they can work together most effectively.
I completely agree. It's about harnessing the power of both to create something really incredible.
Well said. And on that note, listeners, we hope you enjoyed this deep dive into the world of AI and health coaching. It's a rapidly evolving field, and we're excited to see what the future holds. Until next time, keep exploring.